I used to believe that family was everything. Until the day I realized blood doesn't always mean love. Every week, I sent my parents $900, thinking I was helping them live comfortably. But when my little girl's birthday came, they didn't even call. And when I asked why, their answer shattered me to the core. Your daughter means nothing to us. That's when everything changed. I'm Emma, 32 years old. And for as long as I can remember, I've been the one holding my family together. My parents weren't rich. They worked hard their whole lives. And when I got my first job, I promised myself I'd always take care of them. So every Friday, I'd send them $900, no questions asked. It was automatic, routine, almost sacred. I didn't do it for thanks or recognition. I did it because I loved them, because they were my parents. My husband, Jake, sometimes said, "Emma, you don't owe them that much. We've got bills too." But I always shut him down. They raised me, Jake. It's the least I can do. He'd nod quietly, not wanting to argue. I didn't realize back then how blind love can make you. Months went by. Every week, $900 sent. Never missed one. My parents never once asked how I was, or how my daughter Lily was doing. But I brushed it off. Maybe they were busy. Maybe they didn't want to be a burden. Then Lily's 6th birthday came. We planned a small backyard party, balloons, cupcakes, a few friends from school. All Lily wanted was a video call from Grandma and Grandpa. "Mommy, do you think Grandma will call this time?" she asked, her big brown eyes full of hope. "Of course, baby," I smiled, trying to sound confident. They wouldn't miss it. But they did. The day ended, the candles melted into wax puddles, and Lily went to bed clutching the phone. No call, no text, nothing. Something in me broke that night. The next morning, I called them. No answer. I called again, voicemail. Finally, after 3 tries, my dad picked up. "Dad," I said, trying to keep calm. "Yesterday was Lily's birthday. She waited all day for your call." Silence. Then his voice cold, distant. "We were busy, Emma. Things came up." "Busy," I snapped. "Dad, I send you money every week. You can't even make a 2-minute call." That's when Mom cut in. "Emma, don't start drama. You made your choices. Lily means nothing to us." The words froze me. I thought I'd misheard. "What? What did you just say?" "You heard me," she said sharply. "You left us when you married Jake. You chose your new family. So don't expect us to care about that child." That child. I felt my knees give way. Tears filled my eyes, but anger burned hotter. "You're saying my daughter, your granddaughter, means nothing to you." "Emma," my dad said quietly, "you made your bed. Now lie in it." He hung up. That night, I sat in the dark, replaying their words over and over. Jake sat beside me silently, holding my hand. "You did everything for them," he whispered. "Everything." Days turned into weeks. I didn't send the usual $900 that Friday, or the next. At first, there was silence. Then the calls started. "Emma, we didn't get the money this week," Mom said on voicemail. "Hope everything's okay." A few days later, another message. "Emma, your dad's not feeling well. Please send the money soon." I ignored them. By the 3rd week, they called every day. I didn't answer. I was done being their ATM. One evening, there was a knock at my door. It was my neighbor, Mrs. Kolama. "There's a man outside asking for you," she said. I stepped out and saw my father. He looked thinner, older, but still carried that same pride. "Dad," I whispered. "What are you doing here?" He sighed. "Your mother's in the car. We need to talk." We sat in the living room. Lily peeked from the hallway, curious. Dad started, "Emma, your mother and I made mistakes. We were angry. You left home, and we felt abandoned." "Abandoned," I said, voice trembling. "I sent you $900 every week for years. I didn't abandon you. I supported you." Mom lowered her eyes. "We know we're sorry." But I could tell they weren't. Their tone wasn't regret, it was desperation. Then Dad finally said it. "We're behind on the mortgage. We need help, please." That's when I realized the truth. It was never about love. It was about money. I stood up. "You said, my daughter means nothing to you. Remember?" He opened his mouth, but no words came. "I'll never let her feel unloved the way you made me feel. You won't get another penny." They left without another word. Months passed. For the first time in my life, I felt free, but also empty. Sometimes I'd stare at my phone, wondering if they'd ever truly loved me. Then, one night, I got a letter in the mail from my mom. The handwriting was shaky. Inside was a short note. Emma, we're sorry. We never deserved your love, or your money. We just didn't know how to be parents. You taught us that real family isn't about blood, it's about love. Take care of Lily. Love, Mom. I cried for hours. Not because of guilt, but because I finally understood. Some people don't change until they lose everything. Now, every Friday, instead of sending money to people who never cared, I take Lily out for ice cream. We laugh, we talk, we love. And sometimes, she asks, Mommy, do Grandma and Grandpa love us now? I smile softly. Maybe, baby. But even if they don't, we love each other enough to make up for it. Because in the end, family isn't who shares your blood, it's who shares your heart. And I've learned no amount of money can ever buy that.